Westport Saloon in the latter days of this God-forsaken Babylon we call the planet Earth. So my name is Willi Carlisle, and I'm a folk singer from Northwest Arkansas. I'm going to do some folk songs that I have written and some that I learned from folks that are older and smarter than me, and some folks that are immunocompromised and some folks that are not. We have a great bill tonight, Grifters and Shills, and then the legendary Possessed by Paul James. I'm sure stoked for it, so I hope to get us started off right. I hope that you fill up your cup. I hope that you touch chicken wings with each other and that we all get good at loving each other from a distance for a few days. I'm going to start off playing the bones here and do an old traveling song. After 20 damn years, I can say I never thought it'd turn out this way. Stumble and a stutter and a cry. Ain't gonna figure out a reason why. Song hurts my throat, banjo cuts my side. Hear the road crying out through the railroad ties. Road crying out through the railroad ties. They're singing, well, love, your light don't show. Down by the truck stop highway glow. Lord knows where I'll go when the road cries out what the rocks don't know. Road cries out what the rocks don't know. Well, all my friends in Arkansas, all alone in Maine, 6 to 1, half dozens the same. Back base sailing across the Great Divide, say Mississippi deep and Rappahannock wide. Angels' wings on a Walmart sign. Angels' wings on a Walmart sign. And I mean that ironically, because sometimes when you live in a van, you end up sleeping in a Walmart parking lot. Because again, in the last days of this latter godforsaken Babylon, sometimes you have to sleep in a parking lot, which is never very pleasant, but there's no place to get running water or a toilet past 9:30 in most cities in this godforsaken Babylon, and going to a homeless shelter would feel weird. You tell them, well, love, your light don't show. Down by the truck stop highway glow. Lord knows where I'll go when the road cries out what the rocks don't know. Road cries out what the rocks don't know. Kansas City Rib Shack, baby, you're mine. Give me the pig, the cow, and the swine. My weights, my love, my shimmy, my shine. Damn, I found Jesus in a barbecue line. Damn, I found Jesus in a barbecue line. He was singing, well, love, your light don't show. Down by the truck stop highway glow. Lord knows where I'll go when the road cries out what the rocks don't know. Road cries out what the rocks don't know. I'd like to see the world in a living color. One color's just the absence of the other, to get the whole spectrum of horror and elation. I'm gonna call good time numbers at a Conoco station. Good time numbers at a Conoco station. And tell them, well, love, your light don't show. Down by the truck stop highway glow. Lord knows where I'll go when the road cries out what the rocks don't know. 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 Thank you very much, folks. What a beautiful crowd you guys are in the lights that make it so I can't see you very well. So I said I'm a folk singer, so I'm going to do some folk songs. This is one of my favorite old folk songs. This is I lost all my money but a $2 bill. I learned this from the other guy besides Conrad Wirt that made me drop out of college for the first time. His name was Andrew Bemis. And he was a banjo player from Michigan. And he was such a bad banjo player that I thought, man, I should just drop out of college and do this, because I could probably do it better. Turned out I really needed that philosophy degree, you know. That's really what this troubled time needs, is a philosopher. You know what I mean? Certainly. I lost all my money but a $2 bill. Well, it's cloudy in the east and it looks like rain. It looks like rain, yes, it looks like rain. It's cloudy in the east and it looks like rain. I'm on my long journey home, and I lost all my money but a $2 bill, a $2 bill, Lord, a $2 bill. Lost all my money but a $2 bill. I'm on my long journey home. And a great big hole in the bottom of my shoe. The rain comes in, my foot goes through. A great big hole in the bottom of my shoe. I'm on my long journey home, and I lost all my money but a $2 bill, a $2 bill, Lord, a $2 bill. Lost all my money but a $2 bill. I'm on my long journey home. Stand over, and I gotta start running, but I can't run fast. I can't run fast, no, not with my big ass. Gotta start running, but I can't run fast. I'm on my long journey home, and I lost all my money but a $2 bill, a $2 bill, Lord, a $2 bill. Lost all my money but a $2 bill. I'm on my long journey, on my long journey, on my long journey home. Thank you very much. Oh. Got my banjo to not cooperate there for a second. That's always fun. That's how you know you did it right, if your banjo is like, no, sir, I don't like this. Same thing with amusement park rides, right? Well, folks, I've never once dropped it until the day that somebody said, don't you ever drop it. So that's, if any of you have friends that work with power tools, sort of a nota bene there. All right, so I'm going to do one of my favorite songs. It's one of my favorites because it represents an internal change in my life. And it's the kind of song that you know, chases you around your whole life because it's catchy. That rhymes rain, pain, and cocaine, which, you know, that's for all the other songwriters in the room, I apologize in advance. But I tell you what, sometimes you're 17 years old and have done a bunch of cocaine and you're asleep on the lawn of some awful punk house and it's raining outside and you're in pain and, well, what the hell are you going to do, you know? Well, this has chased me around for a long time as a result of that. It's called cheap cocaine because I've never once had good cocaine in my life because I'm a musician and we can't actually afford any good drugs at all. But this is a song to prove that I'm still a badass despite the fact that I play for kids and so on and so forth and I'm a folk singer. So here it goes. I'm staring at the rain, 8 ball left of the cheap cocaine, looking at the sunlight light through the pines, couldn't tell you what it is, it's always been mine. Now that I'm gone, I think of the man with a meth pipe clutched in his bone-thin hands. Said, hey brother, I hope you get straight, I know I won't meet him at the pearly gates. Singing, hey mama, I've been staring at the soul pain, up all night on the cheap cocaine, trying to make it better, but it's always the same. Well, I made a few new friends in a Rockford bar. I told them all lies. Said I was in charge of the after party where the folks should be loose. I partied with the metalheads with gin and juice. Hungover as hell, I slept and shit on the lawn. I'm tired of 20-somethings and her punk rock songs. Wake up in the morning, stumble towards the dawn, saying, how you doing, boy? It's been too long. Saying, how you doing, boy? It's been too long. And Chicago with sidekick Sally, hitting up the bars on Viagra Alley, where the men pick up women not half their age. All I had for them was my tears and my rage. I thought it was a fight. I went for my knife, and the man shook my hand with his kids and his wife, and I was so ashamed I hung back and cried. Leave all that to St. Peter, wait till I die. Leave all that to St. Peter, wait till I die and sing. Hey mama, I've been staring at the rain, little heartbreak, little soul pain, up all night on the cheap cocaine, trying to make it better, but it's always the same. I've been up all night staring at the sky. I'm so lonely. I couldn't tell you. I wouldn't want to tell you why. Thank you very much. There it is, your token song about drugs for the evening. Nobody else can play a song about drugs for the rest of the night. Grifters and shrills didn't sweat at all. You guys didn't sweat at all. That's good. Okay, that's good. All right, there's a lot more bad stuff coming your way. So remember, just be bad, be tough, be bad out there. I figured I'd have to do a new song tonight, just because I love it here. I don't know if anybody's heard this one before. Maybe you have. It's old. I dug it up. Well, I was calling a square dance in Philadelphia, which is already a weird enough occasion to call a square dance in Philadelphia, because you would think that there's not that many square dances outside of rural Arkansas where I usually call square dances. But in this case, I was calling a square dance in Philadelphia, and there were more pairs of overalls there in downtown Philadelphia than there are in all of Russellville, Arkansas, I guarantee you. So there was this gal sitting next to me, and she was playing the fiddle for this square dance. She was playing it really, really badly, you know, like real squeaky, like, and she had this kind of smell wafting off of her, like kind of like a wet beagle, you know what I mean? And so in short, we fell in love. You know, when you're on tour, sometimes you get to spend 2 or 3 great days with somebody. So like a lot of love songs, it's more about me than about her, but it's still to her. So this is for my friend Shane out there in Philly, called A Girl from Philadelphia. I've been walking in the sunlight with the shadow of my doubt. I've decided to live humble, to look within and go without. I've been walking in the graveyards to test the limits of my songs. Laugh to death like go ahead, buddy, carry me along. Take my face and I will sing, take my gut and I'll sprout wings. Take my manhood there and every ugly under thing. 'Cause there's a girl in Philadelphia that could still love me. Hair down to her shoulders, dressed down to her knees. They say that being happy will finally make you free, but I think I finally figured out what freedom really means. I think I finally figured out what freedom really means. I work to live and I live to work. I stumble in the dark, but my car and clothes won't presuppose the contents of my heart. And you bet your ass my thoughts go past the slowness of my tongue. I'll do the best I can, I guess, with sweat and blood and cum. And the song is just a symptom. I might never find a cure. And maybe she's a fantasy. For now I can't be sure. If there's a girl in Philadelphia that might could still love me, hair down to her shoulders, dress down to her knees, they say that being happy will finally make you free. But I think I finally figured out what freedom really means. I think I finally figured out what freedom really means. I think I finally figured out what freedom really means. I think I finally figured out what freedom really means. I plan to be the kind of person that the world loves to forget. Friends I'd like to die with, someone I just haven't met them yet. Live afraid of being lonesome or die alone and brave. I don't care if I live foolishly, I won't be ashamed. Out of all the things I've been, I doubt I'll mind oblivion. And I won't gamble with my life to save the skin I'm in. While there's a girl in Philadelphia that might could still love me, hair down to her shoulders, dress down to her knees. They say that being happy will finally make you free. But I think I finally figured out what freedom really means. I think I finally figured out what freedom really means. I think I finally figured out what freedom really means. I think I finally figured out what freedom really means. Thank you very much. Well, folks, that's brand new unless you've heard it before. All right, I better play a little accordion. The joke I always tell at nursing homes is started playing accordion because I got tired of people making fun of me for playing the banjo. I'm going to do an old Spanish number I learned from a cowboy singer named Glenn Orland. Lived out in Stone County, Arkansas before he passed away at the ripe old age of something like 85. Now, Glenn Orland was a ripe old bastard, and I don't think he spoke a word of Spanish. But to his credit, he did know all of these cool old vaquero ballads that would have been popular on the frontiers out in the 30s and 40s out when he was collecting songs out there. So Glenn Orland was the kind of cowboy singer that was more an exploited laborer than a Roy Rogers type, you know, more real work and less showbiz, if you will. Despite, unlike me, I got real soft hands. I avoid mechanically complex and physically taxing things as a kind of a religion. So this is from New Mexico. It's called La Canción Mixteca. It's about being as lonely as a leaf in the wind. And if you speak Spanish, which I know one person in here does, I apologize in advance because Glenn Orland, the guy I learned this from, he didn't speak Spanish either. Que lejos estoy del suelo donde he nacido. Inmensa nostalgia invada mi pensamiento. Y al verme tan solo y triste, color el viento, quisiera llorar, quisiera morir de sentimiento. Quisiera llorar, quisiera morir de sentimiento. Tierra del Sol, sospiro por verte. Y ahora yo vivo sin luz, yo vivo sin amor. Y al verme tan solo y triste, color el viento, quisiera llorar, quisiera morir de sentimiento. Quisiera llorar, quisiera morir de sentimiento. Quisiera llorar, quisiera morir de sentimiento. Thank you very much. We're going to sneak in a polka real quick. This is a polka from the 1930s I learned from a recording of a guy named Narcisco Martinez. They called him the Hurricane of the Valley because he could play these tiny little accordions so damn fast. And the rumor was, and there's nothing that confirms this, but the rumor I read in a book once, it's got to be true, I read it in a book, not on the internet, so it has to be true, is that they played these tunes this fast because they would normally play them at houses of ill repute, as in places where you could, buy services from women and or men, that this made it more likely to be able to rob the Johns if you were dancing with them real fast. It was easier to get into their back pocket. So this is called La Chicharronera, which roughly translated means the woman who fries pork skins. So I think of this as a love polka, if there is such a thing. All right, folks, you might ask, what does a white guy like me have any business playing that music, especially a white guy from Arkansas? And one thing that I want to say is that there is a lot of American folk music out there, and there's this totally overlooked category of American folk music, which is to say the stuff that was happening in the Spanish-speaking part of the country, in South Texas and northern Mexico, and it is every bit as awesome. And there was a period of time when 78s were being recorded where there was great crossover between African-American audiences and white audiences. That never happened with Latinx or Latin groups or Spanish-speaking groups, in part because there wasn't already a history of white people exploiting their labor and culture for their own benefit. You know what I mean? We're kind of deep in that now. So I kind of think that's like a really awesome. I just want to talk about it on stage in front of people in bars and just say that there's this awesome fucking form of American folk music out there that's amazing to drink beer to. It's amazing to dance to, and it's Tejano and Conjunto and Norteño music. So the next time you're listening to it, I encourage you to actually like use your ears in the same way you would towards any other form of American folk music, and just dig on it. So yeah. Oh, no, there's 4 roses here for me. I'm not getting political. I'm sorry. So this is a song from about 30 years before the Green New Deal. I mean the New Deal happened. This song was written in 1901. I learned it from a cowboy singer named Steve Cormier, who learned it from another guy, who learned it from another guy, who wrote it. This is called the High Tone Dance, and tells the story of a cowboy going into a bar in Denver looking for conjugal visitation with the fairer sex. or what was known at the time as the fairer sex. Now I believe you can make up your own mind. And he finds out that everybody there has a lot more money than him, and he's not going to fit in even a little bit. So here it is, the eponymous high-toned dance. Well, folks, you can't expect a cowboy for to educate his shanks in an etiquette-ish fashion under an aristocratic rank. My friends, he's often been accustomed for to shake and heel and toe at them racklin' rancher dances where that kind of etiquette folks that don't really much go. So you can bet I had 'em all laughing in this awful sort of way. Friends, they were yanking up their squitters in excited sort of play. When I happened into Denver, perchance to take a prance in the snooze and easy measures of a high-toned dance. So when I got amongst those ladies in their frocks so fleecy white, and the dudes topped off in wrappings that were truly out of sight, I tell you what, frankly, folks, I was embarrassed. Oh, I could not help but keep from feeling like a burro in a flock of pretty sheep. Every step I took was awkward. Oh, I blushed so bloomin' red, just like the principal decoration on a turkey gobbler's head. Well, the ladies said was seldom that they'd ever had a chance to see an honest-to-God verifiable old-time puncher at a high-tone dance. So I cut me out this heifer. Then I know that you shouldn't call girls heifers in the 21st century, but this song was written by a cowboy and it was written in 1901. So ostensibly heifer was fairly close to his metaphorical Nezpa, you know what I mean? Being a guy who dealt with cows on like a daily basis, like how often have you realistically met a cow? Like I'm from Arkansas, I know a couple of cows, but realistically I wouldn't say I know cows. And so they were a lot closer to cows and heifers than usual, so maybe it was a term of endearment, we really don't know. I don't think it was a term of endearment, I'm just being facetious. And if you're gonna take all these old weird folk songs and change the words from like heifer into girl or something to make sure that everybody out there in the audience is comfortable, and you're gonna try to make a primarily white middle-class folk music listening audience comfortable all the time, well then you're burying one of the most important things that's endemic to American folk culture, which is that it has coded inside of it a lot of the problems of like racism and sexism and colonialism and homophobia that we're dealing with in a lot of ways today. So I cut me out this heifer from that flock of pretty girls. Oh, I sidled up beside that cow to dance that dreamy whirl. Well, she put her hooves around me in this loving sort of way. Oh, we drifted into heaven as the band began to play. But I could feel my neck a-burning from her nostrils breathing heat. As she do-si-doed around me, she kept stepping on my feet. And she gazed into my squinters with a soul-dissolving glance, quite conducive to the pleasures of a high-toned dance. So when they struck the old cotillion of that music bill of fare, every bit of peckerwood in me seemed to take out on a tear. I let out a cowboy war whoop. I let out a cowboy war whoop. There we go. And I started in a rag. Friends, I cut in with my trotters till the floor began to sag. And my partner unaccountably became seasick. And she stumbled for her seat. So I balanced to the next gal. But she dodged me slick and neat. I tell you what, folks, I pulled the creases off their go-to-meeting pants when I put the cowboy trimmings on that high-toned dance. There it is. Thank you very much. Isn't that stupid? Oh, folks, I could do a whole set of cowboy songs up here because I'm the kind of folk singer where I have been lucky, where the same time that I was discovering guys like Possessed by Paul James and etc. and folk punk Nezpa, I was also meeting the old folks. You know, I was also getting to meet the old grandparents whose music was dying out, and a lot of them are still kicking and still playing music. And man, if you're willing to be bored, you will discover some of the most amazing things. Every single little folk song being this kernel of American history just waiting to be popped into a beautiful, fluffy piece of popcorn you can just sink your teeth into. I just made that metaphor up. I must be inspired, or it must be the Four Roses. There's a lot of folk songs about labor and conditions that deserve to perish, you know what I mean? About dust bowls and boll weevils and stuff like that, you know what I mean? And again, being a 21st century individual that avoids hard labor at all costs, it's hard to write songs that are folk songs sometimes these days. So I want to write a song that was about a social and political condition that deserved to perish. And around the time that I was starting to tell everybody in the world that I wasn't straight, I was starting to write songs about it. And my roommate was queer as well. And they had a beard for a long time. And I don't mean a beard like so, but a beard as in they were partnered with somebody that made it look like they were in a heteronormal relationship. So they told me this story, and they introduced me to the person that used to be their beard. And I interviewed him and asked him if I could write a song about it. So this is a song for my roommate Kristen and their beard Christopher. And this is a song called I'm Still Seeing Kristen on the Side. She's a pastor's daughter, and nobody loves her. She's 250 pounds. She says not one of them's muscle. Nobody bought her any braces like the others, so she's still gap-toothed like my mother. It was the summer of 2007 when I mistook a half-rolled joint and her lips for heaven. I guess that I'm not that into this, but I've got nothing to compare. It was easier to lie to myself when she was there. But I'm still seeing Kristen on the side. Yes, I'm still seeing Kristen on the side. And she's the only one who even knows what's on my mind. I'm still seeing Kristen on the side. We'd go to church on Sundays and write notes in our hymnal. In a red pen we'd draw out all our future tattoos. Then spark the coffee afterwards with stolen spirits. Say, here's my body, here's my blood too. And she never spoke in tongues, but her tongue said what mine would not. She never spoke her mind, so her mind was lost on me. But I kissed her brother at her 19th birthday party. I never felt so alive, I never felt so free. But I'm still seeing Kristen on the side. Yes, I'm still seeing Kristen on the side. And she's the only one who gives a damn what's on my mind. I'm still seeing Kristen. I'm still seeing Kristen. I'm still seeing Kristen on the side. I could have the life wrenched out of me. I can't jimmy anyone's heart. I could go back to the girl that's known me from the start. I could crumple 50 bucks inside my pocket. I could say goodbye. I could stroll to certain bars downtown with a cold look in my eye. But I'm still seeing Kristen on the side. Yes, I'm still seeing Kristen on the side. I swear she's the only one who gives a damn what's on my mind. I'm still seeing Kristen. I'm still seeing Kristen. I'm still seeing Kristen on the side. She says, boy, say why be lonely? You ought to just come home with me. I can tell that she's more the adventurous kind. Thank you very much. Well, folks, I was going to do an old hymn on the banjo, but I think I'm going to do another brand new one for you here tonight just because I'm feeling happy and in a good mood. Unfortunately, this damn virus has put it down, but I wanted to say, if it's still on, May 8th through 10th, I'm helping put together what we're calling the first annual Queer and Trans Old-Time Music Gathering. So if you are any kind of non-straight identifying, it's happening in Wisconsin, May 8th through 10th. You can ask me a bunch of questions about it if you feel like it. And if you don't have to. It's got a website and everything. Of course, the virus might screw everything up, but we can do things in joy, and we can all love each other at a distance for a little while, right? Oh, this is for anybody in the audience that has a skull tattoo. And I realize in the Westport Saloon that puts me in a bad position, all right? But I do want to sort of rhetorically ask everybody with a skull tattoo, what is it that you know about death that you're willing to emblazon it upon your corporeal form until you die? I don't understand. I don't quite. So anyway, this is for a girl that I knew one time. She knows what she did. But she got a skull tattoo right after we broke up, so this is for her. It's called Skull Tattoo. Well, I heard you got a skull tattoo on the inside of your thigh. And I am sure the new guy loves you, and he makes you come sometimes. I am certain that the old gods laugh at the poems I wrote. I feel them drunk and powerless, hammering in my throat. My friends, my Jesus is the ruckus, the three roughhousing teens. Mary Magdalene's a good time gal in Nashville, Tennessee. Doubting Thomas plays a slot machine, wins 1,000 ones. Can't believe his lucky hands thinks of me thinking of you. And all my love is a city dove in the station's biggest room, or suicidal thoughts on Tuesday afternoons, or the prophecy that tells you someday soon. I got no money in my pocket, got no songs to glorify it. Yeah, my loneliness ain't music yet, I can't fucking describe it, but I'm looking for a meaning. Feels deeper than a skull tattoo. I'm still looking for a meaning. Feels deeper than a skull tattoo. John the Baptist points with certainty where St. Sebastian looks. I was carried through your city on Missouri fish hooks, from the river to the world on the river's coldest terms. Yes, my hunger is no spectacle, it's between me and the worms. 'Cause I would sure as shit suck left-hand tit at some soul-sucking job, just to watch you mess your coffee up, to listen to you talk, just to let you sleep on Sundays, to wash my best good skin, wake up singing hymns, 'cause the resurrection happened. And all I am is the parts of me that dared to come between us, and it's the things that we don't know that will defeat us. I thank God there are no children born that need us. I think there's no skull tattoo can teach you how to deal with death, and the lovers that you've lost are just ones you haven't yet. And there was nothing so real as being wrapped up in your legs. And I hope that when you think of me, you know part of me is dead, and I'm still looking for a meaning deeper than a skull tattoo. I'm still looking for a meaning deeper than a skull tattoo. I'm still looking for a meaning deeper than a skull tattoo. Thank you very much. Thank you. Oh, what a pleasure it is to do new songs up here on one of my favorite stages in the country. Really, this is one of my favorite honky tonks in the world. Long may it live. When I die, don't bury me at all. Pickle my bones in 4 Roses alcohol. All right, I'm going to do an old hymn. Feels like I have to do a hymn. Unless I do something Judeo-Christian, I start to feel guilty. After I'm going to do unchristian things all the rest of the evening. We can get out of the way early. This is not only a hymn, though, it's a protest song. I learned this from the great folk singer Sarah Organ Gunning. She sang a lot of protest music in the mining conflicts in the 1930s in Kentucky when the U.S. government was doing things like dropping bombs on mining communities that were in protest. So when she sang the lyrics to this song, she wasn't just talking about Jesus, she was talking about, well, wages and labor conditions. And I think that's pretty badass, all said and done. This is called My Warfare. Well, my warfare will soon be ended. My race is almost run. My warfare will soon be ended. And then I'm going home. Jesus Christ was a wayward traveler. He went from door to door. His occupation mainly was administering to the poor. And they call my God a demon. They call his saints the same. But when I shout amen, I want you to say his name. You can rebuke me all you want to. I'm traveling to my Lord. I'm well acquainted with the gospel. I'm well acquainted with war. And my warfare will soon be ended. My race is almost run. My warfare will soon be ended. And then I'm going home. And then I'm going home. And then I'm going home. Thank you. Man, she could really sing them. That's Sarah Organ Gunning, really one of the best ballad singers to ever do it. Really one of the OGs in the ballad game, if you will. All right, folks, I'm starting to stink. I can smell my underwear wafting up from down here, so I'd better do a couple more and get the heck off stage. If I can smell me, I'm sure that you can smell me. There's a great bill of music going on tonight. We got Grifters and Shills coming up right after me, and then we got Possessed by Paul James after that. I hope you'll stick around. I hope you'll call your friends. The other way around, we got Possessed by Paul James coming up next, and then we got Grifters and Shills closing the evening out. I'm stoked as hell for that. So I hope that you'll call your mother and call everyone that you know, call your enemies. I'm going to do 2 sing-alongs to close us out, and this is your official Possessed by Paul James warm-up right here. What? What's that? Oh, it's a 90-minute set. Okay. Oh, good. Very fine. Well, I guess we'll keep going. No, that's okay, dude. That's wonderful. What a good problem to have. What a good problem to have. Now what do I do? I mean, I guess I'm just going to sit up here in my smelly underwear and play a little bit longer. All right. I tell you what, we'll do this goofy one anyways. What do you say? All right, so here's how it goes. All right, here's the sing-alongular component. It's gospel style. So I say something real stupid, and you say something real stupid back, just like in church, okay? So I'm going to say, boy howdy. And when I say boy howdy, you say hot dog, and that's the whole thing, okay? It's real dumb. If you don't want to look dumb, that's okay. It takes, you know, we need fraidy cats in the world, just like brave people, all right? It's all right to be a fraidy cat. Here we go. Okay, I'm going to try it, all right? I say boy howdy, you say hot dog. Here we go. Boy howdy. Hot dog. Very good. Okay, that's great. Wonderful. Come at it like you're mad at it. We'll try it one more time, okay? Boy howdy. Hot dog. Very good. Okay, that's wonderful. Good. I wrote this for my drunk uncle shortly after he passed away. Them coals are turning bright red, firewood's in the truck bed, river's running low this time of year. Ragweed's on the turnpike, bedrooms mostly Christmas lights. Sorry friend, I don't lend tools. Boy howdy. There you go, you got it. It's a pretty good life. I got a pretty little house, pretty big wife. Lets me fry her pork chop twice a week. And that's a euphemism, folks. Well, hot plate, baby went and made a cake. I never seen a heaven that did not have a snake. Well, hot plate, baby went and made a cake. I never seen a heaven that did not have a snake. The blue jay's a mean-ass bird, ugliest song you've ever heard. Get off my porch, I'll kick your ass. Everything she does is magic. I watch her catch a lizard. Careful or his tail will come right off. Boy howdy. It's a pretty good life. I got a pretty little house, pretty big wife. Lets me fry her pork chop twice a week. Which is still a euphemism for something else. Euphemism means something, never mind. Well, swamp roast, sweat stain, get money, make it rain, cold beer, tin can, Cadillac, Mustang. Well, swamp roast, sweat stain, get money, make it rain, cold beer, tin can, Cadillac, Mustang. His throat singing. If I was from Mongolia, that'd be worth like $20 a ticket. Adiole, yoli-lole, yole, le, le. The doctor asked me where it hurts. Born to fish, forced to work. Don't let him tell you what your broken heart's worth. Fire ant on the sugar trail, tail feathers on a nightingale. Arrowheads and bones is all you'll find. Boy howdy. It's a pretty good life. I got a pretty little house, pretty big wife. Lets me wear her underwear anytime I please. That's not a euphemism. That's real life. Well, swamp road. Well, no, that's not the best. There's a lot of. I'll tell you, folks. There's a lot of. I'll tell you, there's a lot of words. I'll tell you, there's a lot of words. I'll tell you, there's a lot of words to this one. I'm not high enough for this. Well, she's thick as a forest and a cavalry of bushwhackers. Never seen a bald knob her bullets wouldn't scatter. Yeah, she's thick as a forest and a cavalry of bushwhackers. Never seen a bald knobber that bullets would not scatter. Goddamn, I'll be go to hell. This bar's mostly peanut shells. If you drive, we can play pool. Hot pocket, sweet potato pie. Saturday, Sunday rolling by. Take off your pants, let's watch TV. Boy, howdy. It's a pretty good life. I got a pretty little house, pretty big wife. I can't recall my ex-wife's name. There's something that my uncle really said to me one time. probably knowing somewhere in his sober mind that he had been happily married his entire life. Well, not his entire life, that would be weird, but since he was like 19, he married pretty early. So then after denouncing his first and only wife, he said to me a thing that was sort of like a hillbilly Zen koan or something, sort of thing it seems like you should travel to the top of a mountain in Asia to hear, and it was the following. Well, the love you lost is right where you left it, alright, gone forever, boy, fuck it, forget it. Yes, the love you lost is right where you left it, alright, gone forever, boy, go ahead, crack a beer and forget it. Them coals turning bright red, firewood's in the truck bed, river's running low this time of year. Ragweeds on the turnpike, bedrooms mostly Christmas lights. Sorry friend, I don't lend tools. Boy, howdy. Thank you very much. All right, folks, well, how about we do another sing-along? Oh, my God. Oh, I promise now that I'm going to do a couple more dumb songs before I start singing songs about my feelings like you expect from a straight-looking white guy. We'll do one more goofy as hell one. But this one's as old as the hills. This one is from Jimmy Driftwood. Can't make that name up. His name was really Jimmy Driftwood. Not on his birth certificate, but, you know, on stage. And he wrote this variation of this timeless American folk classic about turnip greens. And this is an old story. Every state has their own version of this. This just happens to be the Arkansas version, where a hillbilly or a poor person or, you know, an ex-slave in some circumstances literally dies and goes up to heaven. And Master Gabriel, the angel, says, what do you want for your eternal reward? And all he can come up with is turnip greens. And that's one of my favorite concepts right here. So, true to form then, the chorus or sing-alongular component, again, if you will, is goes like this. Turnip greens, it's a good old turnip greens. Cornbread and buttermilk and a good old turnip greens. You ready to try that together? Here we go. Okay, let's try it. Let's see who's got... Do we have the non-gender specific cojones to do this together, folks? I bet we do. Here we go. Turnip greens, and good old turnip greens. Cornbread and buttermilk and a good old turnip greens. I've got a few of you. It's all right. If you don't feel stupid, you're not doing it right. We'll do it anyways. Some of you will grow cojones as we non-gender specific cojones as we go on here. Friends, I had a dream the other night. I dreamed that I could fly. I flapped my wings like an eagle and I flew up towards the sky. Well, at the gate I met Master Gabriel and he looked at me so keen. He asked me what I'd have to eat. Well, I told him turnip greens. That's our part. It's good old turnip greens. Cornbread and buttermilk and a good old turnip greens. Master Gabriel also asked me from what country did I fly. Well, I told him from the Ozarks that I flew up towards the sky. Well, he asked me, say, why are the men down there so rough but yet so clean? I turned to Master Gabriel. I said it must be turnip greens. Yeah! It's the good old turnip greens. Cornbread and buttermilk and a good old turnip greens. Lovely! Master Gabriel brought some angel food in a great big silvery bowl. He said, if you will eat this, it will rest your weary soul. Friends, it did not taste like taters, boy, it did not taste like beans. It did not have the flavor of those good old turnip greens. Come on, yeah! Good old turnip greens. Cornbread and buttermilk. Jimmy Driftwood would be rolling over in his grave looking at all these punks singing his song, I think. Like if you feel stupid, I think it's a good thing. If you feel a little humiliated, I think that's one of the best things that can happen before a global pandemic just takes us all out. That we all get a chance to just look and feel stupid together. That was what we were going to do anyways. I'm just kind of expediting it, you know what I mean? Master Gabriel said, "Young man, I see that you ain't satisfied. You would rather be down yonder on some Ozark mountainside. Friends, I'll tell you all the story of the country of your birth. Well, the Lord's a-getting ready for his kingdom on the earth. And tomorrow we'll be moving to that great land of the free. Well, the band you hear a-playing there, that's the Ozark Jubilee." And that dead hillbilly turned to that great big angel band, and he saw that great big angel band was playing the same chorus of the same song over and over again, all throughout eternity, ad nauseum, ad infinitum, for those of you that speak Latin out there. Though he sat himself down upon a cloud and he listened for a few millennia, and after a couple thousand years he figured out, well, this is a pretty shitty eternal reward, realistically speaking. How am I up here in heaven and the angel band won't play anything but the same chorus of the same song? So he turned to Master Gabriel and asked him what in the heck was going on. And it wasn't Master Gabriel at all, but it was in fact Lucifer himself. And he wasn't in heaven at all, but he was in hell, and it all turned to flames. And he looked back at the angels, and it wasn't angels at all, but it was Lucifer's minions sent down there to torture him, playing on their damned banjos and their fire-licked fiddles and all their weird tattoos. And they sang the same chorus of the same song over and over and over again, essentially a song about hillbilly food insecurity. And it went, "Turnip greens, turnip greens. That's a good old turnip greens. Cornbread and buttermilk and a good old turnip greens. Turnip greens, turnip greens. Yeah! It's a good old turnip greens. Cornbread and buttermilk and a good old turnip greens. Turnip greens, turnip greens. That's a good old turnip greens. Cornbread and buttermilk and a good old turnip greens." Thank you very much. All right, well, I'll do another one about having no money. You guys might be starting to see a theme right here, a theme coming out in the kind of larger scope of the work. Here's to you, to the limitations of friendship and the inevitability of death. This was a great hit in the 1930s, so those of you who are a little older might not know it either. It's called the Cotton Milk Colic. Well, when this was originally written, it had something like, it was in the age of radio when, everything was live. It was harder to put things on records and then play them. So people would have to play live, and so he kept writing verses of this so that he could just kind of keep going depending on how much time there was on the radio. So at certain points, the guy who wrote this had something like 30 verses to this tune, the Cotton Milk Colic. I'm just going to do a few of them, so don't worry. Goes like this. It's about working at a cotton mill. Well, let me tell you, people, something that's true. Work at the mill, tell you what you gotta do. Boy, you get up in the morning before daylight, labor all day until it gets night. Boy, you work all day and get pale in the face, standing so long in the same damn place. Along comes the boss, hard as he can tear, wants you to think he's a grizzly bear. It's ash to ashes, dust to dust. You let the poor man live and a rich man bust. If you want to get your supper, boy, you better run. Blow that whistle right before you're done. When payday comes, you won't have a penny for to pay your bills. You got so many sometimes you hear a noise like a pecker of wood. Only the merchants trying to sell their goods. All those boys just about gray, studying to get all the poor man's pay. It's ashes to ashes, dust to dust. Let the poor man live and a rich man bust. Well, some people run all the mill folk down. Mill folk people make the world go round. They'll have a little drink, have a little fun. When everything's done, they'll rake out the mun. I left the mountains when I was a strip. Never will forget that awful trip. Boy, I walked all day behind an apple wagon. When I got to town, my ass I was a dragging. It's ashes to ashes, dust to dust. Let the poor man live and a rich man bust. When wintertime comes, there's hell to pay. Go to the boss, gonna have to say, I need a load of wood, need a ton of coal. If everything's bad, I'll go in the hole. Gotta buy groceries at some chain store. Can't afford to pay no more. If I don't starve, I'm a son of a gun. Can't buy beans without no money. It's ash to ashes, dust to dust. Let the poor man live and a rich man bust. It's ashes to ashes, dust to dust. Let the poor man live and a rich man bust. Thank you very much. Thank you, thank you. He's not checking the time. He has a set list. He knows just what he's doing. All right. Figured just do a couple about my real feelings. How I really feel about all of you guys, though, is only lovely. Oh, I'm going to do an old blues number. This just came to me. This is an old Blind Willie McTell tune. This is called the Dying Crap Shooter's Blues, wherein a dying gambler has increasingly outsized ambitions for his funeral procession, not one of which is going to come true even a little bit. Blind Willie McTell did this on a big 12-string guitar in the 1930s. I'm only going to do it on 6 here. Little Jesse was a gambler, night and day. Well, he used crooked cards and dice. Nice fella, good-hearted, but he had no soul. Heart was hard and cold like ice. Jesse was a wild, reckless gambler, one gang of change. Many gamblers' heart he left in pain. Began to spend and lose his money, began to be blue and all alone. Once more his heart had even turned to stone. What broke Jesse's heart when he was blue and all alone? Sweet Lorena packed up and gone. Police come, shot my friend Jesse down, said, boys, I got to die today. Had a gang of crap shooters gathered round his coffin side. Hear the words he had to say. I guess I ought to know how I like to go. He said, boy, I want 3 crap shooters that would be my pallbearers. Let them all be decked out in black. Want 9 men going to the graveyard, honey, only 8 men coming back. I want the judge and solicitor to jail me 14 times to paint a crooked card on my hearse. Don't say the crap shooters never grieve over me. My life's been a doggone curse. We'll send poker players to my graveyard, dig my grave with the ace of spades. Want 9 policemen in my funeral march, our sheriff playing blackjack, lead the parades. I want the judge and solicitor to jail me 14 times to put a pair of dice in my shoe. Yeah, let a deck of cards be my tombstone, buddy. Got them dying crap shooters blues. Yeah, let a deck of cards be my tombstone, buddy. Got them dying crap shooters blues. There's 16 real good crap shooters, 29 racket men to play a song, 16 racket men gambling, couples in a bar while I'm rolling along. I want 22 women from the Hampton Hotel, 29 out of South Bell. I want 16 more out of North Atlanta. Jesse didn't come out so swell. Yeah, his head was aching, heart was thumping. Little Jesse went bouncing and jumping. Don't be standing around, Jesse crying. Wants everybody to do the Charleston while he's dying. I say, oh, 1 foot up and a toenail dragging, put my boy Jesse in the hoodoo wagon. I say, come on, mama, with that can of booze. It's the dying crap shooters blues. I mean, it's those dying crap shooters blues. Thank you very much. I don't know if you've ever had a friend tell you a story so terrifying you had to write a song about it. But this is for my friend. He had a pill problem, and a lot of musicians that, again, can't afford good drugs, they got to do somebody else's bad drugs. So if you leave here tonight with nothing else, just know that only you can prevent a musician from doing bad drugs by providing them with better drugs. Anyhow, so on a seriously though, he was going to Texarkana to dry out. And while he was in the middle of drying out, which is not a pretty sight, his grandmother that he was staying with passed away. And he presided over her funeral and kind of told me about it 2 years later when we ran into each other on the road in San Francisco. And I asked him if I could write a song about it, and he said sure. So this is my buddy's story called Dry County Dust. Chickens in the backyard, preserves in mason jars. Dry county dust has got me feeling pretty low. Cats on the windowsill, I'm feeling shaky still. Mama's in the kitchen, singing sweet by and by. She's dancing round the room, she can't quite hold a tune. I disappoint her, she'll still carry on. Thank God forgiveness comes in so many shapes. I've been traveling in anger, just trying to ditch the shakes. If you get high in Texarkana, you can still wake up in grace. My mama's in the kitchen, singing sweet by and by. I hear my mama in the kitchen, singing sweet by and by. Fox killed the chickens, yo. Was too late, I never heard 'em squall. There's one golden pullet left, she's the queen of the roost. Sitting on her compost pile, looking out her one good eye. I'm trying to hold her, she won't be held. She's my softy girl, too soft in an angry world. Too hard and you'll get shattered, too soft and you'll be squeezed. Thank God forgiveness comes in so many shapes. I've been traveling in anger, I'm just trying to ditch the shakes. If you get high in Texarkana, you can still wake up in grace. My mama's in the kitchen singing sweet by and by. I hear my mama in the kitchen singing sweet by and by. My mother's in the ground. She's all ancient wisdom now. I hope she's all right with this ugly brown dress. We sent the old girl on with guitars and gospel songs, but some things a microphone just can't pick up. Something like quiet prayer that comes from everywhere. Something like a loan you know you never can pay back. Oh, thank God forgiveness comes in so many shapes. I've been traveling in anger, just trying to ditch the shakes. If you die in Texarkana, can you still wake up in graves? I hear Mama in the kitchen singing sweet by and by. I hear my Mama in the kitchen singing sweet by and by. I hear Mama in the kitchen singing sweet by and by. All right, folks, I'm going to do one more. This is what we call in the business a closer. So the reason that is because it's sad, and I'm going to make you sing it with me. Oh, folks, if we should cast off these tattered coats and go free into the mighty sky, if we should find nothing there but a vast and blue emptiness, what then? Except I'm waiting for angels to carry me back home. That will be the sing-alongular component for the end here. It goes like this. I'm waiting for angels to carry me back home. I'm waiting for angels to carry me back home. But now that I've taught it to you, you have to sing it. And those of you that don't sing, I will see to it personally that a Hare Krishna monk is sent directly to your door. And he's not going to be wearing a face mask or anything. He's going to be coughing, spitting. And when you say, get out of here, you stinky, infected bum with your weird Bible and your white dreadlocks and your patchouli, he's going to say, namaste. And boy, will he stay. He's not going to go. He's going to be there for weeks. Those of you that don't sing, I'll see to that. All right, here it goes. Here's how it goes. I'm waiting for angels to carry me back home. I'm waiting for angels to carry me back home. Folks, it's your official Possessed by Paul James warm-up. I'm so stoked to be here. We're just going to do this one more big time. All right, here we go. Well, I was born on the wide prairie with its wheat so wild and strong. I left my home when I turned 21. Still don't know if I was wrong. 'Cause I know a girl down in southern Illinois has me tangled up like kudzu vines. One good look at her shining smile, you can tell she'll never be mine. And to tell you the truth, friends, I miss all the laughs of loving one another like sociopaths. So I'm waiting, I'm waiting, I'm waiting, I'm waiting for angels to carry me back home. I'm waiting, I'm waiting, I'm waiting, I'm waiting for angels to carry me back home. That's lovely. Friends, if I was a bird, I would tear up my throat and throw songs across telephone wires. If I was a dog, I would rattle my chain, let my handlers decide how I live, how I die. Howl at the wind and bite my own tail, and piss on the grass so they'd know who I was. Ask me why I leave a dying trace. It's either for fear or maybe for love. Friends, to tell you the truth, I can't go free. I need the master's leash more than it needs me. So I'm waiting, I'm waiting, I'm waiting, I'm waiting for angels to carry me back home. I'm waiting, I'm waiting, I'm waiting, I'm waiting for angels to carry me back home. And I know that I've arrived there once or twice each year when I'm singing with my friends before I leave. I know that I love you, and I know that we're all dying, but why the fuck should that be what we alternatingly believe? What makes one feel holy makes another feel broke, like I'm mostly my hat, like I'm mostly my coat. And that lovers will lie is one thing you can trust. What we ain't said might still save us. I'll be ashes if you be dust. And to tell you the truth, I know God's here still, in a sweet loving Westland over the hills, where I'm waiting, I'm waiting, I'm waiting, I'm waiting for angels to carry me back home. I'm waiting, I'm waiting, I'm waiting, I'm waiting for angels to carry me back home. I'm waiting, I'm waiting, I'm waiting, I'm waiting for angels to carry me back home. Folks, thank you so much for having me out here to the Westport Saloon tonight. My name is Willi Carlisle. God bless you for being here and supporting live local music here at the Westport Saloon. I hope you do it until you die. I know I'm going to be here until I die. But we'll get out of the way. We'll let Possessed by Paul James come up here and rip ass for an hour and a half. And then we're going to have Grifters and Shills come up here and close the night out. I hope you keep buying beer. I hope you only consensually touch each other on the butt and give each other the chicken wing whenever possible. I'd like to take a second before I end to say that let's try to make the rafters shake. Let's do the official warm-up. Let's make that weird projector thing fall all the way onto the ground and make somebody have to pay for it. Let's see if we can make some spring daffodils open up long before they shouldn't get killed in the next frost. See if we can make a baby a few blocks over wake up and think, oh my God, I need to drink a lot of light beer and maybe become a semi-successful folk singer at some point in my life. See if we can make a bunch of rich people wake up after they've gone to bed here tonight safely ensconced in their places where they got great health care and shit and think, oh my God, I need to start giving all this money away because I've been taken away from regular ass working people for my entire life. And now's the time for that. I also like to take a second before I end to say that Black Lives Matter and the future is female and queer, and we're going to have to fight for it together, so please do it in the streets with mutual respect for your fellow men and women and everything in between. All right, let's do it all together one time, big time. I'm waiting, I'm waiting, I'm waiting, I'm waiting for angels to carry me back home. Thank you. God bless you. Let's have a great night.